My wife, Anna, and I enjoy running a bed and breakfast. We've been doing it for years, actually. And it's kind of a interesting experience. Every time the doorbell rings, you have no idea who's walking through that door. So you open the door and there stands the couple. And just like it happened here the last couple of days, this couple walks in, never met them before, have no idea who they are, get to know them a little bit by showing them around, show them where their bed is. We mentioned that breakfast is the next morning at whatever time. You'd think that a bed and breakfast is all about the bed and the breakfast. And while that's true, you do need a good mattress and a nice, comfortable bedroom, and you need a good breakfast. Actually, what happens at this table here is really important. In fact, we purposely made this table round and created these chairs so that we could have conversation at this table. Because people talk better when they're in a round setting rather than a line. And at breakfast is when we sit down with our guests, not like many bread and breakfast, they don't do that. A lot of places, they just kind of give you your breakfast and leave, but we don't. We actually create this warm breakfast and is the one that makes it. I help serve it. And then we sit down with our guests and we actually eat the meal with them. And in the course of the conversation over the meal, we begin to ask questions like, well, where are you from and why have you come here? And so little by little, they just tell us a little bits of their story. And more what comes out, we find out about their family. And what's fascinating is that the more they tell their story, the warmer the relationship gets. And then we tell them parts of our story as well. Well, just this morning, it was like the third morning with this couple. And by this third morning, we're having conversations that go pretty deep. In fact, it came out this morning about a major health challenge that they're facing and what they're doing about it. And how does faith work with that? And how do you live your life in the midst of all of this? And it was a fascinating conversation. And we ended up sitting at the table here and enjoying a conversation for a good while. And by the time they left, they were no longer strangers. They were friends. And folks, it's the conversation and the storytelling that builds community. And if you would like to have good relationships with people, then think of ways that you can get them to tell their story and that you can tell yours in a safe setting where they won't be judged for the story. They won't be fixed or told what to do or any of that. It's just curiosity to listen, to hear what the story is, and to let that become the means by which community develops. So community is something we all yearn for, we long for, and you can have community. If you build it yourself, you can create places like this, and you can have story told that allows you to build the community that you're longing for inside. In fact, this is what we do the first time we get together when we have our CREST groups, is that we have orchestrated a way to be able to tell our stories well. We've set it as a safe environment where there's no judgment, there's acceptance and support. And as people tell their story, it is amazing to sense the community that just comes together so quickly because you've told your story. The story is the best thing you have to be able to offer to someone else. And when they tell you their story, it is a treasure you must hold with reverence. And we keep it confidential. And we treasure the gift that they've given us. And when you do that, when people feel welcomed and treasured, they feel like they're your friends. And that, folks, is what a real community is all about.